This is Eagle Owl, and today I will be talking about Sydney Brown monster. Yes, monster preseason. Also, this defense will be better than last year's defense. But let's get straight into it. All right, yeah, let's just get straight into it. Let's talk about Sydney Brown. Yes, Sydney Brown had a monster preseason. Um, and I was saying, like, Sidney Brown, to me, in my opinion, looked like the best safety on the Eagles. I know there's some debate there. Yes, there's some confusion there, even with me, because looking at last game, I seen the mix up. They started the game off, I think, with I think it was Sidney Brown and Justin Evans, and then they rotated freaking Kayvon Wallace, and I'm not sure who's going to play beside Reed Blankenship, but these numbers tell me that it should be Sidney Brown, right? Sidney Brown, impressed was the most impressive like safety this year in preseason. I mean, it is preseason, but he was. Look at the numbers: 75 cover snaps, one target, no receptions, passing rating of 39.6 allowed, 13 total tackles. Brown is the only player this preseason to play at least 50 cover snaps and did not allow a single reception. Brown is really different. Brown is really, really different. I also said some on Twitter like, yo, forget it. Let me just say it. Sidney Brown will be better than Brian Branch. He will be better than Brian Branch. And I'm sticking to that. I said that during the draft. I think Brian Branch is a better cover safety. I think he could cover really, really well. But playing the overall position, I think Sidney Brown is on a different level. I think Sidney Brown pursue is better. I think he can scan the overall field better. And I think Brian Branch is more that nickel safety type, and he can what play like one on one with maybe even a wide receiver. But safety, what we needed, I believe Sidney Brown will stick out more than Brian Branch, in my personal opinion. But those numbers right there, you simply cannot argue with. And also, I'm gonna get into this too. I think even our safety tandem, whoever we go with, can possibly be better than our last year one because I think Reed Blankenship will be better than CJ Gardner Johnson, but that's here to come. And whoever play beside Reed Blankenship can be better than Marcus Epps because I keep hearing this thing. Well, guys lost like 5, 7 starters or whatever. The only starters is only two, even though I say this name. Two starters I can't say clearly we replace, and that's Javon Hargrave. We had to see what Jalen Carter do first in the regular season, and CJ Garner Johnson. But in some ways, I think Reed Blankenship would be better. So I can really say, did we really replace Marcus Epps? That's really here to come. But I think Sidney Brown can be better than Marcus Epps. Edmonds can be better than Marcus Epps. Hell, even Justin Evans can be better than Marcus Epps. So I'm telling you, this defense is going to be better. So speaking of defense, yes, defense will be better than last year's. I'm having this debate. Yes, I believe this year's defense coming in to the season will be better. This might sound crazy, especially to box score watchers. Will they be better statistically? I don't think so. But I will say this defense that's coming in is not going to allow top 15 quarterbacks to throw 80%, 90% because for the defense and what Sean Desai was calling, even though it was vanilla, it still looked somewhat good. All right, so let's get into some of the guys that were replaced. I said this about the safeties. Whoever played besides CJ Gardner Johnson, that's here. I mean, not CJ Gardner Johnson. Reed Blankenship is here to come. We got to see if that person could be better than Marcus Epps because I believe Reed Blankenship can be better or is better, according to PFF, is better than CJ Gardner Johnson. So that can be replaceable. Marcus Epps is definitely replaceable. Now let's get into the linebackers. We lost both our starting linebackers in the Kaiser White and TJ Edwards. I love TJ Edwards. I think he's a huge loss. But our tandem, as far as with N'Kobe Dean and Zach Cunningham, will be a better tandem than Kaiser White and TJ Edwards. I think, I know N'Kobe Dean, he's very smart to the game. We got to see how he hits. Can he last the full season? But we already know what type of player he is. Very smart, very witty. Can call plays really, really well. Can scan the field really, really well. And I think he'd do that better than TJ Edwards and Kaiser White. And Zach Cunningham is just simply a machine. You put him behind a great defensive line, like how you did at Kaiser White and TJ Edwards, he's going to go off. We see him reading everything, and him and N'Kobe Dean just look perfect together. Look better than TJ Edwards and Kaiser White. I'm sorry, I don't have no statistics on them yet, but I'm telling you, that linebacker tandem that we got now is going to be really, really, really good. Defensive line is very deep. You you bring in somewhat of replacement for Javon Hargrave and the Jalen Carter, but we simply cannot say he's better than Javon Hargrave yet. But I will tell you this about Javon Hargrave: as much he was a good pass rusher, he was a liability when it was time to run the ball. Man, he was a liability. So even if Jalen Carter give us 8 sacks, right, or even 7 sacks, but he know how to stop the run, that's great for us because you got to remember when Jordan Davis went down, we had to sign Sue and Linval Joseph because Javon Hargrave was still there, Fletcher Cox was still there, the Brandon Grahams, the Hassan Reddick, the Josh Sweats and stuff was still there. It's just Jordan Davis went down. We just couldn't stop the run. And if Jalen Carter can just stop the run, simple and plain, we're gonna be great. I believe Milton Williams. Hopefully he can stay healthy because he was really good at stopping the run too. Hopefully he can stay healthy. But Milton Williams is about to hit that prime. So again, these dudes that be saying, "Well, y'all lost these phenomenal starters." No, I don't think that's the case because then even when you look at the cornerbacks, we still have Bradbury, we still have Slay. So we good with that. And even CJ Gardner Johnson admitted himself, like the reason why it was so easy for him to transition to nickel cornerback to a safety is because the corners and the defensive line was so good and bringing pressure to the quarterback, it made it easier for him to do his job and sniff out certain plays. Now, if you got some struggling corners and a struggling D line and you got a guard a little longer than usual, I mean, you could get exposed. Well, I don't think that's going to be the case for our defense because our defensive line is still really good. Our corners are still really, really good. So that's how the defense works. It just trickle down. So the better your D line is, the better your corners will be, better your linebackers will be. Better they are and the defensive line, the better your safeties will be. So trust me, the defense will be good. And lastly, my personal opinion, if the Eagles would have hired me to play call plays for the defense, it would have been an upgrade over Jonathan Gannon. Jonathan Gannon got a job off the talent of the defense. I think they overcame Jonathan Gannon bad play calling. And what happened is that we play like a mid tier or a top tier quarterback, it will constantly be exposed because I don't care what you say, you don't let, and I don't care how good Patrick Mahomes is. Patrick Mahomes shouldn't call out your defense basically every single play. No adjustments or anything like that. None. So just having Sean Desai, he's going to be a better play caller. And again, even during the preseason, even though those were supposed to be vanilla, he called good plays. Now, did the players make the play? Not really because we had him backups. But he called really good plays. I seen him mix up a blitz, mix up a zone, even some man-to-man. And he called them at the right time. Again, sometimes the players wasn't there. And you'll see when certain guys was in, like Nicholas Merle or Zach Cunningham or even N'Kobe Dean, the defense looked better. even like a guy like Eli Ricks took advantage of how good of a game Sean Desai was calling. So again, I can't wait to see him call some plays in the regular season, and we will see how he do against the Patriots. We will see, but I think the defense will be better. Maybe not statistically because it's hard to get 70 plus sacks. Maybe not statistically, but when you watch the defense, telling you're gonna see something different, and I really gonna believe like, yo, we can compete. We can compete. But hey, man, what do you think and how do you feel about the little news today? Yes, Sidney Brown had a monster preseason. I believe he will be better than Brian Branch. Also, this defense will be better than last year. But this is Eagle Al.